I don't have my
Hey,
theme,
we are
music, but
live. We are
it's it.
live.
We
Hello,
are
everybody.
live.
It is Porch Talk. Woohoo!
I tell you, I don't care how you prepare, you are never really, really ready for what. I'm not anyway for
As long
what's
as you have
going
a
on.
smile.
I tell you, it's always something different. But hey, this is about going to the movies. So we're going to the movies today. So I'm just gonna give Pat a chance to say something, Stacy a chance to say something before we actually get started this morning. Okay. So that'll give me a chance to start kind of like posting a little bit. My posting friend is not here. So I
Oh
got
my
to
God.
post and say,
Okay.
hey, y'all, come on.
All right. All right. So we're gonna talk about movies.
Well, first,
Movies.
let's welcome everybody to Porch Talk. Hello, guys. It's Friday. It's Porch Talk.
Friday.
Dorothy will do the formal introduction about Porch Talk and what it is. But Pat, you were saying something about living in a movie. Where's the fabulous Camille?
Where is the fabulous Camille? I don't know where she is.
She's
Is
there.
she? Is she? Oh, there she's coming. Yay!
You see how excited we get when
Let's do the wave. Let's do the wave. Let's do the
we
wave.
all get together. We just get so excited. I'm telling you. I
I
tell
was
you.
traveling, guys, and I just arrived at the hotel. So,
Oh
Oh,
well, excuse me.
okay.
Paparazzi.
Okay. See,
Paparazzi.
the traveling, this is the traveling queen. We got to get just like you and start doing some traveling. But hey, we're here this morning to talk about the movies and the lessons that we learn, okay? So, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Really, here's the thing, okay, about the movies.
What's the thing, Dorothy?
What's the thing, Dorothy?
I, I,
I'm
I'm
waiting to
a
hear the thing.
I'm a Trekkie fan. I love Star Trek. And I
Woohoo!
watch a whole lot of movies and
Me
stuff
too.
like that. But I think Star Trek is probably about the only one that I can just watch it over and over again and all of them. And
Yep.
like yesterday, I kind of cooled out and I was watching John-Luc Picard,
Oh, I love him.
yeah, I think I probably watched out of all of the Star Treks, I've watched everybody. I think it's let me see. All right, so let me. I have to get better with all of these names. Okay, I watch stuff and then I get off. I start to talk about it and I can't remember people's names. So I know we got Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
We've
Hmm.
got John-Luc Picard.
Yes.
We've got I can't think of the skinny guy. And then the black guy. And next time I
And the woman captain, remember
oh
her?
yeah. And lastly, what is it? Discovery? Oh God.
Oh,
I know.
yes, that's so good. I
You
like
see,
Yeah,
her.
I
yeah.
never I could get into it. Well, but I'm now I will because I guess I have to. I guess I have
Yeah,
to.
I mean, you know what? When we talk about lessons learned, there's so many things that we could actually pull out from the movies we watch. Now, I started with Star Trek simply because with Jean-Luc Picard on Star Trek, I love the way he runs the deck. Okay, he has his first officer,
Yes.
okay, and that's going to be Stacy, and then he has his person that sees into everybody else, and that is Camille, and then we've got our police, and that is Pat. Okay,
I thought
so
I was gonna be the science officer. Come
oh
on.
you
Hey, that's a perfect name for you. What are you talking about?
I
Come on
thought I was
now.
gonna be the science officer or doc or
God
somebody.
bless you.
Am I a clean on? Am I a clean on now?
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Here's the thing. I just talk about how I really see people. And this is just the way I see you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay.
But here's some of the things that I learned just from him. And then we're going to talk about some other things, and I'm going to share some information with you. So, and I got busy talking with Pat. Otherwise, I would have sent this stuff over to you guys already, but she had my attention. And we just talked and talked and talked, and I
That's a
forgot.
good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing, and I've actually forgot to send over the sheet that I'm reading to, and that's not good for the team, okay? So, here's the thing. Now, this is what I've seen on on the Star Trek that I watch most of the time, and that's the one with John Luc Picard, because I
Okay.
like the order of things. I love the idea that everybody stays in their own lane. Okay, nobody is trying to be somebody that they're not, and they're not trying to do anybody else's job. And I love that part of it. Why do we always have to try and do everybody else's job except for our own job? What is that all about? I always ask that. Stay in your own lane, even on the job, stay in your own lane. You don't need to get in mine. You got your job, you got your title, do what you're being paid to do. Let me do what I'm paid to do. And guess what? We are all going to be
I love
friends
that.
if we do that. We're going to get along. Okay. So let me kind of read something to you before I get into this. And if you guys want to follow along with me, I actually sent it to you. So if you can look on your phone, you may see it in your email that it just came up. So this is all about let's go to the movies. So everyone grows up watching movies, going to the movies might have even been your first date. I don't know whether it is or not, but it might have been the first time you went to the movie.
Uh-oh.
First boyfriend might have took you there. Movies have been in everyone's life since we were young, small, little, whatever you want to call it. And there's so many different lessons that we can learn. So watching movies was one of the ways that our parents got us to sit still, be quiet, and get out of their way. Okay. The thing that people never notice is that while we're sitting the kids there and while we're sitting in front of the movies, there's so many different things that we see that we repeat and we go along with. So I even went searching and I found some movies that I'm going to share a few things with you guys all about. So, Camille, can you do me a favor? Can you go into Facebook and make sure that we are streaming into Facebook? Because
Yeah.
I don't have it open yet.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I thought I saw the movie A Thousand Words with Eddie Murphy,
Mhm.
and it was about a tree that he had out in his front yard. Okay. And here's the thing, he was supposed to keep his mouth closed and not say anything at all. But what happened? He couldn't do it. Okay. What it shows me is the words that we speak, they really matter. They change things, they do things to people, they tear them down, and they build them up. So, one of the things that I saw from the movie is we're used to doing anything that we want, we're used to saying anything that we want, and we really just don't pay attention to how it affects the environment, how it affects the people that
Yeah,
are around us. We don't pay attention to that.
that's
All
true.
we do is we're just basically moving, doing our own thing. We often say words without really knowing the meaning of what we're
Oh
saying
my God. So much.
or even having a sense of what we've already said. Sometimes people have to repeat to us the things that we've said before we really realize, did that really come out of my mouth? I really didn't say that, but
Yeah.
it does. It happens. Sometimes we say things in order to mask what's really going on the inside of us. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
it does happen. Okay. People hurt us with some of the words that they say, they tear us down with the words that they
Yep.
say. And we put on a mask rather than to tell them they've done that. Why is it we're always trying to protect everybody else, but nobody's trying to protect us?
Oh,
I
good
don't get that.
point.
I'm telling you, it's so freaking crazy. I don't get it, but hey, that's the way it goes. This movie says think before you open your mouth.
Imagine that.
Careful of what you
Mhm.
have to say and who's listening when you talk. Okay?
Yep.
Now that's what I got from the movie. Did any of you guys have you got any of you guys watched A Thousand Words with Eddie Murphy?
I have not, and I thought I've seen.
You should watch it.
I
I'm
will.
telling you, you should watch it.
I'm
Hey,
gonna download it.
yeah,
Watch
yeah.
it on my
Hey,
way home.
I'm
You
telling you.
You know
Look,
what, guys? We'll add it to our list. I'm writing down all the different movies we're talking about, and then we'll
okay.
post it. We'll post it in Facebook and in LinkedIn and all of the places we're streaming right now. And then we want to hear from the folks who are watching. We have a number of people watching and
Wow.
saying hi, and
Hi,
they love your
everyone.
background, Dorothy.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I mean, we just have to, and especially we that are claim to be Christians, we definitely have
Oh,
to be careful of what we say and who we talk to. Our truth sometimes can be painful to other people, and we don't even realize it. We have a goal that we have to meet, and that is our job is to encourage people. Our goal is to encourage people, not to tear people down. It's okay. It's even okay for you to laugh at some of the silly things that we do. But guess what? Just be very careful
Words.
as to what you
Sure.
laugh at. Okay, sometimes we have to be have empathy for what let's say in the wintertime. How many times have I seen somebody walking through the snow and the next thing I know they're up in the air, you know
But that's funny, man. That's funny.
and 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 I turn away like I'm not looking, okay? Trying to, because you don't know if they are hurt or what have you, and they're looking around trying to see if anybody saw them. So, hey, that's all I'm saying.
I
So,
don't promise. I don't promise that much not to laugh, but turn away. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Nurse,
yeah.
nurse here gotten in trouble for laughing. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
So here's some other things that I got. Okay. See the clear steps and without thinking or thinking about them at all, know that trouble is always lurking, waiting on you to say the wrong thing and waiting on you to do the wrong thing. So
mhm.
choose not to get stuck in complaining, arguing. Just calm yourself down, take a deep breath, and figure out what you need to do next. Okay. Now, here's something, and I know everybody watched this one. This was Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Okay. Now, and this was during the presidency of Kennedy and Johnson, and the Vietnam War was going on and everything. And there was a young boy who had a handicap as far as his legs were concerned, and as far as his understanding. He didn't understand like we did. So I remember in the beginning of the movie, the kids were behind him and the girl was behind him. Run, Forrest, run, Forrest, run, And he ran and ran and ran to a point where, guess what? He actually ran out of those the whatever the braces were that were on his leg. He ran out of them. So I'm telling you, I just laugh and laugh when I think about that, because sometimes we need someone to celebrate us and let us know that, hey, regardless of what it looks like, you can do it. You can make it. Okay. And I love that. Okay. Some of the other things that I saw in there was that a single minded focus on one thing at a time can create miracles. Because he connected with someone else and it was something that they wanted to do, a shrimp business, that's all he stayed focused on, just making sure that he carried out the promise that he had made to his friend. And in having a single focused mind, he became so rich. Okay. He became number one in so many different areas when you look at that movie. He was single minded, but he did it without doubting or questioning his ability to get the job done. Now, I really love that part of it. Okay. He did not question his ability. Now, here's the thing: how many times do we question? We sit up and we say that we're going to do something, and we even tell people that we're going to do things, but guess what happens? We question what we're doing, and because of what somebody else has said, and we never carry it out. Okay. So never take your eye off of the target. Whatever it is that you said that you're going to do, then guess what? Then make it happen. I feel that you can be the best that you need to be. Okay. I don't know why it is that we don't understand that we do have purpose in life and that we do have a destiny that we need to get to. What we do sometimes, we're just like a cool breeze just floating by, and we're satisfied with the moment that we're in, but we don't do anything to move ourselves forward. Okay, we talk about it, we may even write about it, but that's not enough. We have to be able to do something about it as well. I also think that a lot of the movies that we watch will activate dreams that are on the inside of us. I also
That's
believe that
true.
those same movies will also cause us to see something in ourselves that we didn't even know was there. Whether it's good or whether it's bad, we see some things that are in us. Okay, or as watching a movie, we may decide that that's something that I want to do. I want to be just like them. I want to have the attitude they got. I want to have the diligence to just move forward and do whatever it is that I want to do. And the movies will do that for us. I'm going to give Stacy and Pat and them a chance to talk, and then we're going to talk about the Avatar.
Oh my
So,
God.
Stacy, I'm going to turn it over to you first.
Wow. Well, it's really true how movies can inspire us. I know that there's the classic Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and is it the third movie where you step out into the unknown and the platform emerges under his feet as a great reminder that there are times we need to take a step, not knowing what the outcome is going to be, not knowing if we're going to fall into the pit of despair, but standing forward in trust. Uh,
Standing, yeah, yeah, absolutely. We have to trust that. where we're going is where we need to be. I believe that there are good things in the movies that we'll watch, and there are bad things in the movies as well. I know a lot of, I believe, like now, a lot of our young people are following a lot of things that they're seeing in the movie. They're not so good. I don't like it, but who am I? The only thing we can do is continue to speak positive things into the lives of the youth that are around us, and pray that they don't take up on a lot of the things that they're seeing in the movies that's not positive, that's not causing them to live a better life or what have you.
Mhm.
When I see all of these movies and everything is about drugs and everything is about killing, it's about gambling, I'm like, oh my God, are there any other movies around? But
Yeah.
not only the movies, in the music, you know, there is no music like it was when I was coming along in the 80s, in the 90s, and now everything is rap and it's cussing and oh my goodness,
Apparently they're coming. They're just like a
it's coming.
there's some because I was
Okay.
told there's some positive rap out there.
Okay. Well, there is some positive rap out there. I'm not talking about the good stuff. I'm talking strictly about the bad stuff. What about you, Camille? You got a house full of young men.
Mm.
So,
Mhm.
what's going on over there with them as far as movies and music is concerned?
Well, for music, every time they get into the van, the music go on. And the rules, if mama is in here, mama don't want to hear the cussing.
Oh,
My
yes.
husband have no problem with him riding and blasting the music and say, for me, garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage out.
So I don't listen to that stuff. So they're like, okay, make sure you get something clean because mommy's in the car. So that's the rule. They could blast it all they want with dad, but don't do it with mom. When
Yeah.
it, when
Yeah.
it comes to the
I'm
movies
with you.
now, the movies that we've been watching are teaching all different kind of lesson, and the guys are learning how to work together as a team. Because I have Ecuador, I have Spain, I have Saudi Arabia. So and then we have different culture. So the movies that I let them watch is the one that's going to help them to learn how to work together as a team.
I
You know,
love that. I
and
love
never give
that.
up. So for the past on Fridays we have family night. So they'll pick a movie that they want that and we all watch it and then we talk about it.
Okay. Okay, and that's great. That's great. So even on Fridays nights is my me and my husband's night to get together
Mhm.
and decide on what movie we're going to watch, since we don't go to the movies outside anymore, and we just figure out what. And that I don't really care for the movies that he watches, and he doesn't really care for the
And
movies
vice
I
versa.
watch, but we come to a positive agreement and we watch, and then I'll say, okay, so if we're watching this Friday, then we're gonna have to watch mine next Friday.
Ah,
Nice.
So we make it work. Okay, we order in some food and get some pop or water, whatever, and we just make a night of it, and I love that.
Nice.
So let's talk about the Avatar. So
I love Avatar.
well, hey, well, I'm gonna ask you, what do you remember from the Avatar before I tell you what lessons I saw in it?
Oh, the
Uh-oh.
tree, the
No.
tree, the tree, the
The
mother
tree
tree,
of life.
the
The
tree
tree
Oh,
of
of
the
the.
life.
Oh
tree of
my God,
Yes.
life.
it's
The
so
tree of
painful when they
life.
killed it. When they killed it,
But
I cried. I cried.
I did too.
Oh,
I
I
did too.
genuinely cried, and not that long ago, I think during the beginning of the before this health crisis that we have, um, I remember watching it, and my nieces were little, and so I've seen it when it first came out. What? How many years? I don't remember, but I don't even know if I
mm.
had kids. Uh, but I cry like a little girl because it's connection. It is so real. It
Oh,
is so real.
it
And it's
is.
very powerful too because it affect me. My son was very hurt by it. because of the killing, because
Yeah.
he doesn't believe in any form of killing. He's a vegetarian, a pescatarian. So he doesn't believe in the killing of anything. And when he saw that, my daughter saw that, and they were crying. I was crying. My husband was crying.
Oh,
It was
everybody's
very
crying.
painful because here we are trying to understand why all this killing is happening. And it's people just like you and I. They might have a different color, but they're people. They have feelings
Yes.
just like us. But we were doing. And if you really sit down and watch this movie, there's so many lessons that it teaches you. So many lessons. How your mind can take you to a next level. Imagine putting someone into a machine that
Mm,
allow them to duplicate and move that haven't moved in years. It's just amazing. And now they actually have stuff that they're doing like that now in a movie that was what, 12 years ago. It's just
Yeah.
amazing. And then we went and actually have the experience at the Avatar at the park. Ho ho ho!
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Oh, in Orlando. Oh,
And
yeah.
try it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
waited in the line for 4 hours.
oh, wow.
And the experience was worth the 4 hours wait. It was
Oh, okay. What
You
about
drink,
you, Pat?
didn't drink coffee, did you?
Yeah.
I know. I don't drink coffee.
Well, Pat, did you see, have you seen the Avatar?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, give me one thing that kind of stuck with you.
Well, that's what I said about the tree. But now that Miss Fabulous was speaking, um, do you see how people how we go the differences, right? Who's the alien here, right? So in
Yeah.
the Avatar world, is the humans, quote unquote, that are the aliens, and they're the weirdos, and they look weird, and they're small and weak, and I
Wow.
love that, and they are tall and beautiful and
And
different, and they
gorgeous.
merge with nature, they live with
I know.
nature,
Yeah. Yeah.
grow with it, instead of againstness, that yin and yang is seen there. um there's so
All
many
right.
things
Well, let me share. Let me share. Okay. So everybody knows what we're talking about. So we're talking we call this show Let's Go to the Movies, okay?
Mhm.
So if you guys have some good movies that you've watched and you found out that there was a part in there where you could take a lesson from, or it associated you with someone that maybe you could tell somebody something good about it. Now, and let's not say that we don't promote. We do promote. Let's not say that we don't learn lessons from the movies, because we do. The
Mhm.
moment you start telling somebody else about what you've watched and
Yes.
what happened in the movie, you've started promoting, okay?
Yes.
So you and
I see you're coming.
and you will sometimes tell them some things what they should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing. Look, I know, because
Mhm.
I do it all the time. But the Avatar is about a paraplegic marine dispatched to a moon, um, Pandora, on a unique mission. And what happens is he's torn between following his orders because he's still in the Marines and protecting a world he feels is his home. Now, let me tell you why he believes that he feels that it's his home. Here's a paraplegic that hasn't walked in years. Here's someone that is really just tired of the life that they're living, want to do something different. And all of a sudden, he has an opportunity to get into the body of an avatar and begin to walk around in this new world that they've found. Okay. So he decides that what's ahead of him is so much better than what's behind him. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
he begins to do some things. He decides to learn in his new future that he has found how to live a different type of a life, okay? Different from what he's used to living, okay? But
Mhm.
the life that the avatars live, I mean, he went full force in learning how to live that particular life. He fights for what he wants in spite of what others are saying and in spite of what other people are doing. And I love that part. I love the part. I couldn't wait when he died. I was like, oh no, 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 no. They cannot end this movie like this. They can't do it. I mean, it was like as he was riding the horses and learning how to ride the bird and everything, it was like I was right behind him. I was like, don't talk to, go away, go. Uh-uh, uh-uh. I was riding with him. It was like I had stepped into
Yeah.
the movie with him. Like I say, there's so many lessons that we can learn. And then we talk about another one, the yes man. And the yes man, you probably haven't watched that one, but
Mm.
the yes man is an opportunity to say yes to all opportunities and all offers. He says that if I say yes all the time, I can attract the people into my life that I really, really want.
Mm.
I can begin to have the things that everybody else has if I just continue to say yes.
Hmm.
Every opportunity comes with a yes and not a no. The situation is I have to see my opportunity with a yes in order to have what it is I want. Now, I don't totally agree with that because I ain't saying yes to everything. Okay? So we definitely have to
Hmm.
be
Interesting.
careful of what we say yes to. Well, he was the
Mhm.
yes man. He was the yes man. And that was his thing. Then there was a movie called The Idiots. Okay.
Hmm.
Mm.
These sound like good movies. I've got to
Yeah.
rewatch some of these
So this
movies.
is about two friends that are searching for their lost companion, and they revisit their college days and recall the memories of their friends who inspired them to think differently, even as the rest of the world called them idiots. Okay. I'm telling you. And I kind of laughed at it, okay? Because the lesson that I got is you can actually take a passion that you have and you can turn it into a into a profession. And I think a lot of us have done that. Our purpose, our passion, we've turned them into professions, and we're actually there, and we're entrepreneurs now because of that. There is a need for revamping and redoing our educational system as to how we learn and how we portray that educational system that we call a place we learn from. There's a difference also in knowledge and application. You can have the knowledge and never apply what you've learned, and it does you no good. You can have the education and the application, but don't have the knowledge to make that application work for you. And if that be the case, guess what? You still got a problem. You still have a problem.
So ideally, you take the education and the knowledge, and then together that makes you unstoppable because you have context and history for the things that you've learned and a basis of making determinations.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And lastly, a man challenges himself, but he challenged himself because he wants more out of life than he already has. He's not satisfied with where he's at, and he's not satisfied with not having friends. So he challenges himself to go through a reinventing process to change himself, change his mindset, and change his lifestyle. And I think that's something that we all should do. So I'm going to give the ladies a chance to kind of share now. So we're coming up on the hour, the time for us to say goodbye. So I'm going to start with Pat and see. I think Pat had something she wanted to share about a movie. So hold on, guys. Don't get out of don't hang up yet. Don't hang
Okay,
up
okay,
yet.
okay.
Okay.
We'll make it. We're getting there on time, but I
Yeah.
told you that I have one that is actually not a movie, but it's a show. But I thought it was worth putting it out there, and it's called Motherland for Salem. It is about an alternate universe where actually witches rule. Yeah, just yes,
WITCHES.
yes. Now,
Okay.
this is imaginary world where, and there's no witches with nose, whatever. They're just women, women that empowered wind, herbalism, and whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of being hung and burned, they made a deal. They will be the army for the United States if they were allowed to have a physical place where to live. Okay, so go back to this time. The world looks different, and this is what is so interesting to me. Because women have power in the army, there's a president women. The army is mainly guided by women. There's powerful uh, Black women. Socioeconomically, it is a different society completely.
Mm.
Technology looks different. This is the other thing. Technology looks different because technology has developed due to wars. So even cell phones, you see an alternate universe where there's a TV, but there's not a big mega freaking TV. There's a TV to watch thing, but it's not the biggest thing in the room. Technology, there is phones, but there is not these also whatever phones.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of input in power of plants, in community,
All right.
because
Okay.
women guide are at the forefront of the society. And the
I
third thing,
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. One of the things that I have noticed is that as of late, women are progressing more and more into leadership in various industries and in the world as well. And that's great. Okay. So I think when this is over with, I'm gonna look for some movies where women are changing their mindset, how they're, and I don't like to bash men. I don't want to bash
no,
men,
no, no,
but
no, no, absolutely
I know that we're no longer, we don't have to be, I won't say no longer, but we no longer have to be under the control of men that says that we cannot stand in a role of leadership because we actually can. Okay. And I love that part. But we're going to come back to you. I want to give Stacy a chance to, because we got about 4 minutes. I'm going to give Stacy a chance and then give Camille a chance to close us out, talking about let's go to the movie, some of the lessons learned. I wanted to say there was another Stacy, not Stacy Paley, that turned me on to a series that was on this past summer with the aristocrats. I cannot think of that movie, and it oh man, I mean it was
I love the risk.
at you know what I'm talking about? At the end of the movie, it was a black guy and a white girl that had gotten married, and they were fighting each other about her having a baby. I can't think of the name of the movie.
Bridgerton. Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. Yes,
Yes.
that's it. Oh my God. I was like, now that movie really had me I didn't write any lessons learned from that movie because let me tell you, that was a hot movie. Okay, so I didn't write a lot down, but what I did learn, one of the things that I did learn from the Bridgertons is that I love the movie because anyone can be in power, and some people put on a face as though they're more than what they are when they're no one at all. They are no one at all. They really don't have power. And even in this movie, the I don't know who this Facebook user is because they didn't say who they are, but they put it in there too. Um, but I love look, I really loved how passionate this guy was. I can't remember his name. I'm gonna go back and watch the series again. But I loved how passionate he was. Okay. Now he was a lover. He wasn't all that great with everything else that he was doing and what was going on. Because I think he was hurting. And because of the hurting, he couldn't actually be and do what he really wanted to do. But I'm telling you, such a
Hurting, yeah.
great movie. If you haven't watched it, I'm telling you, go back and watch it. Camille, let me let you up before I say something that I shouldn't say.
Yeah. Poor
You
guy.
are
He was
so
hurt. He
excited
was
about this
hurting. Yeah.
movie.
Okay.
You're
Camille,
so
go.
Oh,
excited.
that's who it was. Yeah. I think
Come
Stacy
again.
Clark. That's who it was. Stacy Clark
Stacy Clark.
turned me on to that movie, The Bridgertons, and she was like on one WPN. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. Oh, don't let me get started. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So for me, my I grew up watching movies because my grandmother had a restaurant and we had theater and we had the kids would come in, the local kids all over the neighborhood, they would come in on Friday and we'll have movies on Fridays and Sundays. And it would be free for them, something just to keep them going. But a few months ago, I had the opportunity to take popcorn and a movie to Congo so the children in Congo could experience that. You
Mm.
Johnny Regan came all the way from Fort Lauderdale, brought the popcorn to me for me to take it to them. First popcorn they ever made. They brought it to me. I took it, and I had 46 kids outside waiting to experience their first popcorn and a movie. And I'm telling
Oh.
you, we didn't have a microwave. I went and bought a microwave, and it took us forever to pop those popcorn. But the experience that they had was priceless. So for me, that experience, I will never forget it, and I know they'll never forget it. The difference you make just by simple popping some popcorn, sitting back, relaxing, turning on the television or whatever you have, and just sit down in peace and watch and learn from it. It was amazing. It was amazing. So for me, that would be the closing part of everything else. Just a child experiencing that. Every child deserves popcorn and a movie and love. That's it.
Oh yeah. Oh,
They
that's
do.
great. That's great. What about you, Stacy? And we're gonna call it quits while I tell them about what we're gonna be doing next week.
Sure. I'll just do a very brief sum up because we're going to be posting all of these different movies. Um, we've talked about Star Trek and A Thousand Words and Forrest Gump and Indiana Jones and Avatar and Armageddon and the Yes Man and the Idiots and Motherland for Salem and Bridgerton and so many more. They're wonderful comments in the Facebook, and we just invite everybody to share movies that have meant something to you because at the end of the day, it's not only an entertaining experience, but as Camille so eloquently said, a chance to gather in community, to open your minds, and to allow change to happen.
Yeah, and I want to quickly say that after all that you've said, if you guys know of a movie or a series, sometimes I like to binge watch, okay? And I like to just stop working and just binge watch movies for a few hours. If you know of some great movies, please comment and post those. Even if you can't remember them today, come back into the group, please, and post some new movies. I love movies that people have already viewed and they know that they're good. You know, my son is my oldest son is the one that's always telling me about movies, but he likes the Jane Bonds movies and anybody that does movies just like those guys do. I'm a romantic. You know, I watch all of the rest of them, but I'm a romantic. So that's why I love Bridgerton, because I love romantic movies where
Mhm.
people are coming together, the prince and the princess, they get together and all of that, cooking in the kitchen and hooking up, you know. That's who I am outside of watching Star Trek. So if you're a Star Trekky fan, let me know that you're a Star Trek fan. Now, something that I did find out. Oh, Stacy Clark, the Maximizer, said this was good. Glad I was able to catch this. So, Stacy, I'm looking for you, Stacy Clark. I'm looking for you to give me another movie. I just want to acknowledge people that are on here. Amber Ann came on as well. Mary McAfee came on here as well. What I'm finding out is a lot of the people that are on Facebook, um, now Stacy she shows up. So a lot of people, I think, if you haven't given permission to
Mhm.
StreamYard, then your face or what have you doesn't show on here. But I want to thank everybody for coming over and taking the time to spend with us. So our time has come to an end. I thank you for coming to the movie with us. One of the things that I want to share with you is what's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks with us. So you notice we're not doing any interviews uh, through December. So next week and the week after that, we are actually sharing about one. I want to share about next week. Let's shop for Christmas. So let's go shopping. Okay. So I'm looking for all of you guys to come and join us and tell us about some of the ways that you figure out what kind of gifts to buy your loved ones, how you figure out how much money you're going to spend, the whole 9 yards. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Okay. And then the following week, we're going to be talking about let's share recipes. I had a chance to share a recipe with a friend for Thanksgiving, and she sent me a text back that she really, really enjoyed it. So I'm asking Team Porch Talk to call three of their friends or family members and get three recipes. Okay. So that means we got to share them. You got to have, they got to be written down or copied from somewhere because we're going to share them in Facebook for the holidays.
Okay.
So what are you cooking? Okay, three. We need three. Three, call three friends up. Okay, a church friend, a family friend, a homie friend, a sister friend. You know, just three friends and get some recipes. And for you guys that are watching us, please have some as well. So let me see what Cameron said wasn't in oh Cameron Nicholas Cage was an innocent man in prison and had an opportunity to run away from a bad situation and go back to his family, but instead he stayed in the prison. He stayed with the prison guards and protected them and did what he knew was right in his heart. He was also an army veteran. That now that's good. That's good. One thing that I do know is that that almost sounds like Paul and Silas in jail, staying with the guards, making sure nothing happens to them. And Stacy says, I love romance too. I watch Hallmark movies all the time, especially Christian ones, even all year long. Great, great, great. So, hey, I am so glad that you guys decided to come in and hang out with us. It's been great having you here. Please come back with us next week as we go shopping. And I'm going to share with you how I figure out what gifts I'm going to give my family members and actually how much money I will be spending. And how do I
Ooh.
figure out how much money I'm spending on them? And guess what? Also, where the money comes from that I'm spending on those gifts. I love
Nice.
it. I love it. Yes, yes.
Nice.
So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. It's been great. It's been grand. Love you. I'm Dorothy coming in from Chicago, Illinois.
I'm Pat Gallo from Florida, Jacksonville, Florida.
Fabulous Camille, originally Orlando, Florida, but I'm zooming from Virginia.
All right.
All righty. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Bye
Stay
bye.
blessed,
Bye.
stay safe, stay absolutely fabulous, darlings. And